All right. Well, welcome, listeners and followers, to another fantastic episode of 21st Century Disability. In today's episode, we have our first ever returning guest. Yes, we are that old. We now have returning guests. So welcome back, Christian.
Well,
And And for our now, Christian, for our listeners and followers who may not have caught the first episode that you were in our early years of as a podcast, why don't you share a bit about yourself and your company?
sure. So yeah, well, first I have to thank you for re-inviting me on because
Yeah.
it's a privilege as well. It was a few years. I was one of the first, wasn't it? It was a few years ago.
You were our first ever guest, I think.
I think,
And I felt like I had I felt like I was so cool because I actually had the another podcaster on my podcast because I listened to your podcast first.
yeah. So I mean, roundup of who I am exactly. So I have hemiplegia, or if you don't know what hemiplegia is, it's cerebral palsy. Well, a minor form of cerebral palsy where it just affects the left side. So basically weakness on the left side. And at the very beginning, I was told I wouldn't walk, talk, I'd be stuck in a wheelchair, all of these things. So that started sort of my life mission of not being, not ending up there.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned into this very interesting thing where I'm very much into my fitness and my, goals. And so sort of during COVID, I mean, I've always been very athletic, but during COVID, I started solving problems that I was having when I was exercising. So then I got bored because everyone was during that time, and I solved a problem that I was having when I was playing cricket, which on my feet, blisters and all of these soreness and stuff. And then it worked. I was surprised. Honestly, I was surprised that it was worked. So I was like, if I'm having these problems, other people are probably having the same problems. So I just grew from there. Took a bit of a risk, but I'm glad I took the risk. So that's sort of my one side, like, career-wise, shall I say. And the podcasting side, yes, I do have my podcast. It's a bit on ice. It's on ice at the moment. I'm rethinking a couple of things and how I want to sort of go forward with it. I do want to go forward with it. So I'm just trying to exactly plan out how. I'm thinking whether do I make it accompanying my company stuff. So whether do I make it a more personalized, so not I don't want it to be a marketing thing, but I want it to, go along with my goals because at the end of the day, everything I do is all connected in one way or
Mm-hmm.
another. It all comes back to solving problems that people have, which is I think I can summarize exactly what I do. I'm trying to just solve problems that are obvious to solve with a little thought that no one else is solving.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a brief version of what I'm all about anyway.
Excellent. Excellent. So, I'm, so your company name is Unamic, correct?
Yes, Unamic.
Excellent. And now, I've always wondered, what is the story behind the name of Unamic? Is there a story behind it, or is it just a random
No, there
chosen
is
word?
it's a bit of both, but there is a originally, but there is a story behind it, and it does mean something. The emblem means something as well. So, for those who don't know, I'm half Greek as well, so I wanted to also pay a little bit of homage to my uh, background. So, in ancient Greek, the word dynamos means ability, or one of the meanings of dynamos is ability. So I
Mm,
took that, modernized it a little bit, and anglified it a little bit to get Unamic. So Unamic basically means ability. And if anyone knows, our emblem is meant to be a phoenix. Some people say it doesn't really look like a phoenix, but we think it looks like a phoenix. And that basically symbolizes, rising from the ashes, rising from what you were to be able to reach your goals that you want to achieve.
excellent. Excellent. Well, and it makes sense then because your first product is a sock, right?
Yeah, so back back during COVID, I mean, I was solving my own problems, like I said, but it just happened naturally that, what is the one thing that most people and most sports have in common? And where do most injuries normally take place?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, j- socks normally don't fit properly, especially with people in disabilities. Trainers definitely don't fit properly. I've
Mm, yeah.
had I've had major problems over the years, and especially because I wear a splint. The There was a time where I had two different sizes of splint. I think. Give me a sec. I had two different. Can you see me, Hollis?
I cannot.
You cannot. I thought so. Something's just.
Don't worry. These are
These are technical problems.
technical problems. Yeah. We still here in the 21st century have technical problems.
Let me just. Uh, it's very. Come on. Mhm. What's it doing this? Right. I might need to leave and come back, Hollis.
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. We can accommodate that. There we go.
Found out the problem. Sorry about that. The Someone rang my I have a Mac, and someone rang my computer, so it rang everything and disconnected my
Oh.
Zoom. I think I'll go back. Can we go back to the question? I'll re-answer it from the beginning so you can stitch it together.
Okay, great. So, I was saying that you had mentioned that it was the symbol is like rising from the ashes, like a phoenix. So I was saying that it makes sense that you're, at least to me, that you're starting with a sock.
Yeah, so I was thinking back when I was solving my problems originally, feet are where most of the problems, the minor problems, as I like to call them, occur. Soreness, blisters, especially when you're doing a lot of sport. across most sports. Obviously, there are a few like swimming, for example, you're not wearing any socks, but
Mm-hmm.
so it just felt like the right place to start where we can, help as many people as possible, and also from a perspective from my business side, it's also the best cost-effective way to start. If you, if anyone is in the clothing business, they know that less material equals less costs. So making a
Yeah.
shirt is much more expensive than making a sock. So we started with socks to try and help as many people as possible. And then from that success, we start building from there. That's basically how
Okay.
we started.
Excellent. And so, how does the design of the Unamic stock provide the support that you're speaking of?
So yeah, this is one of the big questions we get asked a lot because from the initial look of it, I mean, it looks cool. I think it looks cool, which is a very important factor. But
Yeah, and it's made with,
but
you said it's made with bamboo?
yes, so number one, it's made with bamboo, so you get all the benefits of the bamboo, like antibacterial properties, thermal wicking properties. So basically, when you're hot, it keeps you cool, and when you're cool, it keeps you hot, so it keeps you at that perfect temperature.
Okay.
But it's got all these nice, I call them secondary benefits because they're not the main benefits. The main reason we chose bamboo is because it's a nice soft material, and a lot of people with disabilities have sensitive skin, and bamboo is the softest material.
Okay.
So that is the main reason we chose bamboo. But if you look at our sock and the design, you'll see that it has lots of sort of lines on it, thick lines on it. And those are the lines where we support your foot properly. So
Okay.
another problem with people, not even with disabilities, just in general, a lot of people have flat feet. I have flat feet as well. So, or one, I mean, it's for me, I have flat feet on one of my legs due to my hemiplegia, but not the other.
Mm.
But so what we do is we support the arches and everything to help you fit the problem yourself. Now, that's a very big point that we're trying to promote is that we don't want to do it for you. We want to help you try and do it. And we will help you do it, but we want you to do it yourself.
So you want to provide the confidence that you can, that the wearer can do it.
That it is possible, exactly. And this becomes more apparent in our new products that we're prototyping at the moment. But to bring it back to the socks, the main point of the socks is if you wear splints or AFOs or any sort of walking aids, and if anyone's worn them, they know they never fit properly, even if you have them designed perfectly. And it's
Absolutely.
also it's also the straps. If you wear them, especially, I was researching this, no splint or AFOs designed for sport, which I don't understand why, but they're just not. And if you wear them for an extended period of time, that strap against even a normal sock or against your skin is going to cause a lot of soreness. So all we've done is we've changed those areas where the strap comes in contact with the sock, and we've padded it out, and we've given it how I like to call anti-compression technology. So it basically compresses the material we've put there instead of your leg.
So can you tell me a bit more about like the design process and how you guys figured out all those lines and where you wanted those things? Did you
Yeah,
have
so
did you have that sort of compression points in mind when you were doing the original design?
originally when I was sketching it out back in COVID times on my piece of paper, I knew where I was getting injured or getting, soreness from. So that's where I was originally, those were the areas I was focusing on. And I knew why I was getting those injuries. So the padding, for example, I solved by putting additional padding in those areas where the straps were. I mean, for
Yeah,
me, it was bad that it was, you know, wearing away the skin. I do play cricket, which I understand is it can go up to 8 hours a game, which
that's insane.
it's a long sport, which I know that most sports don't. But to when I was prototyping them, to be able to withstand 8 hours of sport
Mm-hmm.
means that it's good for every other sport.
Yeah,
It's gonna
absolutely.
survive that long. So that's the basis. I was like, okay, we need to pad these areas out and then also pad the heel and pad the toes because those two areas, especially when you wear insoles or splints, normally splints don't have much padding in those areas. And that's also where most people get blisters a lot of the time, is at the back of the heel, on the bottom of the foot. So we looked at those areas and we're like, okay, these are the crucial areas. Let's fix those as best we can.
Mm-hmm.
So it's honestly all just from experience. It's mainly from my experience when I was doing sport that these were the problem areas. So let's focus on the problem areas and fix those areas. Add a little support in and then make it look cool as the final stage. Because I mean it's weird, but most products that are built for disabilities are so obvious that they're made for people with disabilities.
Yeah,
And Hollis, I'm not sure about you, but for me, I don't want to wear something that shows that I have a disability.
I am 100% behind you on that thought. And that is what has generally steered me away from adaptive clothing. It,
So that's the problem that we didn't realize at the time, but we're trying to solve now as well.
mhm.
Trying to build a bridge between, okay, these clothes solve problems for people with disabilities and they look good. Okay, those that's the core of it. But they also
Mhm.
provide benefits for just everyone. So everyone can buy them, everyone can get benefits from them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
then
you
we're
don't miss.
building the bridge that everyone can wear them, everyone can benefit from them. Yes, they're designed for people with disabilities, so they get their benefit, but everyone wears them. So there's no, this is a disabled product just for people with disabilities. We're not trying to do that because as soon as you try and do that, people don't want to wear them.
It's
And
true.
for good reason.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and I know like for me, um well, I live in a complex care unit of a hospital, and I know a lot of people here are pushed by the nursing staff to wear clothes that are easy for them to manage and don't and are not so even though they are adaptive clothing, sometimes adaptive clothing I find is adaptive because it's easier for someone else to manage and not necessarily for the benefit of the person who's wearing it. Would you say that?
Yeah, it's always, I found that it's always, you know, to make, I think how they do it is to make it as smooth as possible during the experience, whether that's for the assistant or for the person with the disability. But in doing that, they're sacrificing a person's confidence. Because if someone can't put their own shirt on, for example, it demeans their confidence a lot.
Absolutely.
Because it's a knock-on effect. If you can't put a shirt on, and then that I mean that's just a very basic thing, then where does it stop? For example, if you can get up and then put your shirt on, put your socks on yourself, that gives a great platform to jump on and make. Okay, it might be just a small win, but that win helps you, go on to the next thing. And then from that, you go on to the next thing, and it just builds that tiny bit of confidence that can mean a lot to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I know for myself, like clothing is huge. I wore button shirts like I am right now every day at school when I was in university just because it it gave me that confidence to think mentally like at a more higher level. Yeah. Basically
Yeah.
do what you want to do.
Yeah, have the confidence. I mean, everything comes down, I think, to confidence. If you can get that first layer of confidence sorted,
Mhm.
then you don't have to think about it. And then you can think about more complicated things that you want to achieve during the day, whatever they are. But it's that foundational confidence that I think is also causing, as a side effect, a lot of loneliness. Because if people, which we're trying to fix slowly, slowly, but if people are afraid that they can't, for example, put on their clothes, then it's a knock-on effect that then they're afraid to go to places for our example, go join a club and start playing an activity that they want to do. They
Mhm.
may feel that they're not capable of doing it just because they have trouble putting a shirt on, which shouldn't be the case because as soon as they go to that activity, loads of other people are at that activity. That creates friends, and then those friends create more confidence. So it's a knock-on effect, snowball that, creates a lot of benefit from just that one little domino at the start.
Exactly. Well, that's amazing. And so right now, Unamic is focused on socks, but do you have a greater future in mind for Unamic clothing?
We have, I mean, yes, so now we're focused on socks because we have the thought of not perfecting, but getting as close to perfection as possible on one product. We're always wanting feedback, but to perfect the product to a certain point, and then when that is solid, move on to the next product. Because especially when we're working in this space, having a product that is subpar will just cause more damage than benefit. So there's no point in having that product if it's not good enough. So we've been working on the socks for about almost 4 years now. Now, eventually, well, not now we're just starting on making a shirt, which has some posture technology that we're developing, which is very exciting. I can give a little bit of information, but not too much because it's a big surprise to the people that well, we want to make it a big surprise, but it's like I said before, our clothes don't do stuff for you, but they help make you do it for you. So this shirt is going to basically help you fix your own posture.
That's amazing.
And the way we're doing it, I won't tell you because, company secrets and things,
Hush,
but
hush.
in order to get it perfect, we're taking our time. So it will be out by our plan is next September. It might be out sooner, but we're giving ourselves time to really work on it and make it, as best it can be. So that's what we're working on next, but we've got designs for top to bottom clothing, which at the end of the day is all going to link to one another. So what I mean by that is you can either buy each individual piece or you can buy the whole bodysuit and it will provide all the benefits in one bodysuit. So people who run triathlons, people who do that kind of sport can get the whole bodysuit and can get all the benefits all wrapped in one. So, but that's for the future. So that's just the clothing line business. Then we want to create a proper rehabilitation center where hire, we'll basically we want a physio place where people can access affordable physios at the top of their field
Whoa.
because that's worked for me. I'm a big, for me, I'm a big fan of physios because it's worked for me. Because of physio, I'm walking, talking, you know, cricket playing, all of this stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I am in agreement with you.
but we want to have a level of quality that people can rely on, and we want to keep it affordable. So that we're going to start soon as well. Maybe we're thinking about it already, of course, but the timeline is a bit not set in stone at the moment. But then we also want to, on the side of that, have an actual gym that is suitable for people with disabilities. Because I'm not saying a person with disabilities cannot go to an ordinary gym. They can go to an ordinary gym, but the trainers there, majority of the trainers there, I can guarantee don't know what they're doing with, let's say, someone who can't use their left hand, someone who can't use their right hand, someone who has a problem with their spine. Now, you may be able to do it yourself because you've, learned by yourself, but just having an accessible space that, you know, has the expertise to help you will bring back, so full circle, will bring back to a place that people can go to build their confidence, find other people who like the same things, create a
Absolutely.
community, and then from that they can, you know, build from that. So a subset of what we're trying to do is build confidence from the ground up. Because once you have the confidence, once you meet people, you build friends, those friends give you confidence, and then from that, the world's your oyster. So that's really the second big thing that we want to do. And then the other two things, which will be far in the distance, is number one is make other people's products. And what I mean by that is not we just make people's products, because everything we're making now is from my experience. But my experience stops and ends with hemiplegia and epilepsy. I don't know outside of that. I know generally, but I'm not an expert at any other disability, but if someone else has an idea that can fix a problem that they're having, I want to take that idea, I want to prototype it, I want to make it, and then that product is there, and then we test it, obviously, and then we agreed to do the plan is to do a 50-50 profit share once it's released. All the cost is on me on Unamic as a company, the prototyping, the making, the producing. But just to get that product out there that might help someone somewhere in their day-to-day life.
Wow.
And then the last thing is the most expensive thing, but that's creating actual medical grade assistance aids, light splints, because like I said before, there's no sport AFO available at an affordable price. So I want to make one, but that takes years of research,
Yeah.
a lot of money, and a lot of effort. So
And
eventually we will get there, but these are all kind of stepping stones to what we're doing.
and it has all developed from a sock.
It
It's
will, it will,
amazing.
it will have all been developed from a sock, and it's all been developed to build people's confidence from the ground up as a place where they can basically do what they want to do. Be the best person that you can be.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Tristan. And before we wrap up, where can our listeners and followers learn more about Unamic?
So, I mean, we can put all our socials and website in the description, I'm sure,
Absolutely.
and they can find out all the information there. But also, if you just want to talk to me or talk to one of, I mean, we have a few colleagues. If you want to talk to us person to person to really understand what we're doing, honestly, just our contact details are very available. LinkedIn, Instagram, anywhere you send us a message, we will reply. We will reply. We're very
Excellent.
good at replying. So
Excellent. And
that's
what
it, basically. Just contact us and start a conversation.
fantastic. And your podcast is called the Disability Podcast, correct?
It it is. It's a very generic name, I'd say.
Yeah, but
Covers a lot.
it's a fantastic podcast, and you can even hear another conversation between Christian and myself on that
Yes,
podcast.
there is a podcast with, with me and Hollis on it, I think, from 2023. But yeah, there is a we can link it as well in the description, I suppose. But yeah,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of content it seems between me and Hollis.
Yeah. And it's only the beginning. And to think it's all beginning of a song.
Exactly. We're beginning with a sock and hopefully ending in building confidence, which is
There you go. All right. Well, thank
all
you
that
so much,
matters.
Tristan.
Not at all. Thank you for inviting me on again. I know this
Yeah.
has been a bit advertisementy. Hopefully not too advertisementy, just
Not at
saying
all.
from the soul.
Exactly. Exactly. All right.